this is in 2009. It's not like they have the newest iPhones or Androids that are coming out, even though they kind of look similar to that. So they took pictures. They, again, as this is going on, we're still watching what's going on. They're still threatening us. You know, we could throw you guys out of a helicopter. We could kill you all right now. You know, and there's two guys that are kind of going back and forth saying, should we smoke these guys? You know, just, that's what they kept doing the whole time. So, as this is going on, we basically see these trucks that he has illustrated over here. If you guys want to put that back up on the screen. They're up armor 350s, F-350s, no logos, nothing like that, no insignias. They actually had very big weapon cases. They could probably fit maybe a platoon element, maybe even 100 weapons in. They had two of these cases in the truck beds. They also had something that looked like a shipping container that had a cylinder on the front of it towards the actual truck. Now, hypothetically speaking, or at least the theories I've had, because this is almost 14 years, what I've known with stuff like that, especially being in the heavy equipment industry, that is something that either was a vacuum system or something that's supposed to supply oxygen. There's only one thing that I can come up with that would be that case for something to be needed. That'd be drugs, keeping them fresh. So, four of these trucks approximately were driving kind of off in the distance. They went under the ship. And I don't recall seeing how they unloaded this stuff, because as that's going on, I'm still focused on this guy's in my face, making sure my guys are good. And again, they did the same process with all of us. As the last two trucks leave, that lower platform right there lifts off the ground, and the top part kind of meets right in the middle, comes into one piece as it's still rotating. As that happened, there's these lights that actually turn on in all those edges right there, at least all the octagonal points. And it was red, yellow, green, and blue. And it wasn't like a transition, those colors, it was just that select point was that select light color, and it was just rotating. It got up past the tree lines. Right when it got past the tree line, this thing darted off to our left like that. I would estimate 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 miles an hour. Didn't make a sonic boom, didn't have any rotor wash that you could see like interact with trees or anything like that. And the coconuts that we could see on the trees were not even disturbed. Made no sound. It was something that I couldn't believe. At that moment when that happened, this kind of confirmed two things for me. One, we have stuff like this. I've looked into this before, as far as, you know, watching History Channel, everybody has. As well as, did it? We did that fix? All right, there we go. Sorry about that. So, it confirmed two things. One, that we have that kind of technology. And two, they must have gotten it somewhere, which means that obviously we're not alone. We have brilliant minds on this planet, and I'm sure that this is going to be something that's reflective off of what other people have claimed, and to also hear their stories and know that they were personally involved. So once this thing took off, they had this 8 guys. I don't know if they were Americans. They had American dialect. They weren't, you know, they appeared American just like anybody in here. Perfect English. They told us to basically face the slope of where we were at, and they proceeded to put our magazines in a very untactical way. It'd be very hard to take them out and just try to slap them into your M16 and try to do anything, especially when these guys start to drop the ball. What that told me is that these guys have done this so many times because of how smooth this operation was. It was just another day for them in the office. For us, it was something that we didn't know what to expect. I honestly thought I was going to die. I thought all of us were going to die. Especially the way these guys approached. They were very silent. These guys have done this for a very long time. So they slung our M16s back, and when they did it, they put it to where we were basically slung in the back. We didn't have easy access to get them. And when they did that, they cut my neck with my sling. Anybody knows Marine Corps issues you pretty much hand-me-downs from the Army. So that's not very comfortable stuff. So yeah, that didn't feel pretty good. So when we turned around, they started walking us back. The thing they kept telling us, you guys look back, we're gonna, pardon my French, we're gonna fucking kill you. We're gonna fucking smoke you. And we walked up, we didn't look back, we're not gonna take that chance. We went, as soon as we broke the top of this slope, they told us to get the hell out of there. And we did. And we hightailed it all the way back to the LZ. anybody in the military knows that when you're in a zone like this and you have a condition 4 weapon, and you have no magazine inserted, there's nothing loaded, and you have somebody who is a gunnery sergeant who is standing there, who's wondering what the hell's going on, you know, he asks those questions, but in a very colorful language, if you can imagine that. So, we had told, we don't know gunnery sergeant, something like that. And, we waited for the next bird to come, which was a CH-53. So we ended up loading back on this bird, we flew back to the ship, we went to the armory, put our weapons back, gave them back our ammunition, things like that. We took our gear off, went to our berthing, and we went to the flight deck. There was an admiral there. Now, a lot of the humanitarian missions that I've done with respect to that, I have never seen an admiral, ever. Usually if they're on our ship, it's always something that is a very big deal, such as like the president coming to a ball arena or something. They have security, they've got everything that you can imagine for somebody who's that rank. It's a big deal. And there was none of that was addressed. He did a debriefing, basically saying that what we were doing was important to them, which I agree with, but it just thought it was very out of place. So, especially being on 6 ships, I know what the customs are for that. So, as that's going on, we basically finished up operations there. We ended up going back with the rest of the 7th Fleet, which was in the Philippines still. We docked up at Subic Bay, which is like the